Hello and welcome to another episode of Dumb and Dumbest with my beautiful co-host Curtis Stewart, who is also wonderful. I'm
Thank
Matt Bacon. This is a music industry podcast where everything is terrible and the house is on fire.
Yeah.
Curtis, what are we talking about today?
Apparently, we're talking about artwork because we are both so artistically inclined,
Or something.
or something. I know how to draw a stick man.
Look at you, Curtis.
No, I can draw stick men, and I can draw more stick men.
I legitimately don't think I've drawn anything in at least since high school.
So we're not going to criticize the art. We're just going to tell you how to kickstart your band using art.
I mean, I'll criticize your art, but
Yeah.
for different reasons.
Yeah, we'll criticize it. Just we're not going to say it. We're not going to get into the technical details of art since neither one of us are educated in the subject. At least I'm not.
I go to a lot of museums. I know what's up.
Okay.
But regardless,
Yeah.
art with your band. So here's my general rule. And we've talked about this a little bit before, okay? But there's two things. One is aesthetic, and two is having art that ties together, right?
Yeah.
To build an aesthetic, everyone thinks this is like a whole fucking thing.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? Building an aesthetic is not hard. All I want you to do right now, as soon as I say it, you're going to pause the podcast, okay? You're going to find 5 bands you identify with and 3 symbols you like. Pause the podcast. Write that down. Thank you for coming back. Now that you've written that down, here's something to consider. That makes fucking every graphic designer who works with you's job 80 million times easier because now they actually know what you want, as opposed to saying, "Oh, I want something classic or something that looks good." Now they can figure out what you're actually looking for.
Yeah.
Okay? That's very, very important to realize, okay, is that these people can't fucking read your fucking mind. And, you've got to respect that. They're trying to help you, like they're not assholes.
Usually. Sometimes.
Yeah. But you get what I'm saying.
I do.
Right? Is that this is this is what matters and what's important is like have once you can define your aesthetic clearly like that, it's all going to become so much easier.
So, Matt, how much should a band expect or should they pay for example, a debut?
For art?
Yeah, for art, obviously. Yeah, sorry to clarify. Yeah, art.
Well, let me finish with my general thesis of art for your debut.
Sure.
So what I think the ideal is to get some cool cover art that you can convert into a one-color design for a shirt.
Yeah.
And then get 2 more pieces of art. One piece of art maybe you use for a shirt, another piece of art you use maybe for a koozie or something, or a patch.
Now, just want to make sure everybody got that. You want to repurpose the art into multiple items if you can.
Yeah. Right? Because
that's key.
Yeah. Album art should run you anywhere between $300 to $1,000.
What is too pricey, Matt? Because I've heard of people spending like $3,000-$4,000 on art.
Unless you're like a big band, that's probably too pricey.
Okay, so like you're saying for your debut, it's not worth it to go with someone that's going to charge between $2,000 to $5,000 or whatever the heck it is.
I legitimately don't know what the benefit would be there.
Okay, just asking because I have had bands tell me that, and I've been like, it's your debut? No.
Yeah, and again, especially if you're building an EP, like we discussed, because like $3,000 or $4,000 would be like pretty much as much money as you spent recording the fucking thing.
Yeah. So unless you got like money to burn and you need a huge tax deduction, don't spend $3,000 to $5,000 on art initially.
Yeah. That being said, spending money on art can be a good thing. But yeah, so on your cover, for the album art, expect $300 to $1,000, probably in the $300 to $500 range if it's like a debut EP.
Yeah.
And then shirt designs should usually cost you $100 $150.
Yeah.
Generally speaking.
Now, is there anything, since you know more about this than me, and I'm curious, is there anything they have to be careful with in regards to their art and their shirt? Like, should there, like, having too many colors, I'm assuming, would be a bad idea.
Yeah. There's a reason I said a one color design because that's the cheapest. You don't really need anything. This is something a lot of bands get caught up in. Like they get caught up in making really fancy shirts with like 8 colors or whatever. And I'm saying right now, as someone who owns an apparel company, you don't need to make a shirt design that is more than 2 colors in 95% of cases. If it's more than 2 colors, you're probably wasting money.
Amen to that.
You know, like that's just sort of how it is. Like you just need to appreciate, you know, look at your shirt, look at the band shirt you're wearing right now and tell me how many colors it is.
I see 3 right now. 4.
4?
I got 4.
What band is it?
3. Our mutual friend Nikos of Twin Giant sent me this shirt.
Okay, well, I'm going to send Nikos an angry message for making my point look stupid. I'm wearing a 1-color band shirt.
Well, you know what? I would probably be willing to bet you that he's going to say that he overpaid for it, and that it was that he probably wasn't worth it for him to do. I'd be willing to bet you $100. This is an older shirt of Twin Giants I'm wearing. It's like 2013, 2014, I think.
Yeah.
So I think I don't think their later shirts are not more than 1 color.
So yeah, so there you go. And I'm putting up a poll right now on my Twitter.
Whoa!
Or not on my Twitter. Sorry, not on my Twitter, on my Instagram.
Oh, got me excited
So
there.
here's the poll. I put up a little clip of what I just said, and it's saying, do you get shirts printed with lots of colors? And the options are yes, and I'm an idiot.
Wow, I'm an idiot. I wonder if that poll is going to be skewed.
What are you gonna do?
I'm an idiot. Yes, that's me.
Anyway, point being. So then you order these 3 pieces of art that you can repurpose, right? Because then you have like 2 maybe 3 shirt designs, and you have like a koozie or a patch design, and you're already like significantly further ahead than most other bands. You know, especially, and I made a Bacon's bit about this today, which will be yesterday for listeners, especially if you make sure they all line up together and all fit part of a greater theme.
Yeah.
Whatever that theme might be.
Now, how much merchandise shirts should a band be ordering at first, Matt? Because I've heard of bands ordering like 500 shirts at a shot.
Yeah, no, okay. You order 50 shirts at a time.
Even if you're a new band?
Even if you're 50 shirts is good, because 50 shirts, that'll last you, right?
50 shirts of different sizes, not 50 shirts of each size, right?
Yeah, yeah, and it depends on where you are in the country and what your demographic is, right? Like if you're playing art rock to pretty California people, you're going to get a lot of smalls and mediums.
Yeah.
If you're playing stoner rock in Texas, it'll be the other way around.
Extra large with a cowboy hat on top.
You said it, not me.
I did, because you know why? Because every fucking stoner rock competition I've ever done that involves a shirt, and always has someone from Texas, and they always need extra, extra, extra large.
There you go.
One.
Point being,
it's always a dude wearing a cowboy hat in his profile.
Of course it is. Point being, that's sort of a jumping off point for art. What kind of art, Curtis, have you seen what art choices, in your experience, have optimized a band's potential to get PR?
Oh, there's been tons. I don't want to say bad. I was about to give you some bad examples, and I realized that these are past clients I'm thinking of. They're probably going to murder me for using them as bad examples.
Okay, I know one that I can see if the art's been published yet, but there's one that you and I saw the other day.
You saying it's bad?
What? That's bad.
Yeah, I could think of a dozen bad ones, but I mean, sometimes there's like bad art because the aesthetic is they're trying to be goofy, right?
Okay, here's an example of bad art. And I love this band, but the new Satan Satyrs album cover is horrible.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of it.
Like,
yeah.
This is part of why you got to choose 5 bands you like, because then, like, And it's cool, especially if they're like underground bands in the scene,
Mhm.
because then you can try to make sure that they're bands who sort of like odds are if you're like a band starting off and you have like 500 followers or whatever, like and you look at a bunch of bands that have like 20,000 to 50,000 followers,
Yeah,
odds are in most cases you can afford the same artists that they got.
I agree. Now, for good art, just to answer your question, one that really sticks out in my mind, although it's got multiple colors on it, is the debut. I think you call it UN.
Yeah, that's a great album art, and the new album art from Un is great.
It is, but I'm repping the first one since I did their PR on that
Oh,
one.
yeah.
So,
You can have a lot of colors on your album art. Don't get me wrong. It's just cool if you can strip that down to a several color design for a shirt.
totally.
You know, just so you can multi-purpose.
Yeah.
But but like that being said, album art. People judge a book by its cover. You know what
And
I'm
they're
saying? Like,
fantastic art, and their new one too. Yeah.
yeah, but like you look at un album art and like you're in for something fucking special. No one's looking at an un album cover and being like, are these guys serious about their music? Because
Yeah.
like that art says these guys are serious about their fucking music.
They don't look like they got that look. We're from
Like,
and we're serious look.
and then you can turn the art into like part of your campaign. Like, look at in particular, the first Rivers of Nile record was all squiddly.
I don't know. I'm not familiar with that one.
Okay, it was just really cool, really intense art, and it had a lot of interesting elements. And you can use that to focus on for like lyric videos. You can deconstruct it with the artist.
Yeah, if you can using good album art for a lyric video is a fantastic idea.
Yeah, so like album art is definitely not something to skimp out on.
Unless you're
And
Iron Maiden with Dance of Death,
yeah,
great album, bad art.
yeah. But like at the end of the day, yeah, you need to be looking at how do we create album art that is powerful,
Yeah,
high quality, and immediately gripping, right? Because like again, if people are judging a book by its cover, which they are,
yeah.
then cutting corners on like the thing people use to judge you on doesn't seem like a great idea to me.
No, and here's the thing too: is if you absolutely can't afford to get some decent art done, you can at least get a really good logo done and have that used as a placemaker for a bit. I mean, logos, to my understanding, are like a fraction of the cost. So,
Yeah.
unless you disagree with that, but I think if you got yourself a kick-ass logo, if you couldn't afford the $400 or $500 for the art, I think that could do you well in the meantime as well.
I agree. I think that yeah, I think there's a lot of potential in a good logo.
Yeah.
Because again, it's like what are people here connecting with?
Yeah.
How do I get them to join me on whatever mission I'm trying to communicate?
Yeah, and look at your art as an investment, like Matt said, as part of your merchandise, not just for your cover, but you're looking at it for your merchandise. You can repurpose it and use it for multiple things, rather than just having it just be the cover. Boom, you're done, and that's it. And then having to redesign all the shirts and the rest of it too.
Yeah. Well, yeah, because again, like, I want you to think about last time you were at a record store flipping through records, or last time you were on Spotify, or last time you were on Bandcamp, how you decided what you were going to listen to. And I guarantee you did not decide what you were going to listen to because of the four fans of or whatever.
Yeah, not usually. The art, and everybody always wants to say don't judge a book by its cover, but it happens.
Yeah, like we're not here to blow smoke up your ass.
Yeah, exactly. And especially if you're getting a vinyl release done, you want to make sure you have some good art. Don't blow your vinyl release with something stupid.
Yeah, because like the whole point of my buddy on the third year Facebook group, which is the Prophecy Productions Facebook group I run, said that it's like vinyl versus a CD is like going to a play versus going to the movies.
That's interesting.
But that's sort of what it is. Like, yeah, you don't want them to fucking half-ass it. Because if they fucking half-ass it, then everyone looks bad, and it's aggravating and a whole fucking What have you?
I just want to give a shout out on some art that I just got. I just started the promo campaign for Kira Kuma. I think that's how you pronounce their name. British sludgy doom band. The art for their album Dope Writer is fucking amazing. Go check it out. I just sent out the promo today. If you're a journalist, like, go look at that. That's awesome.
Yeah. Also awesome is the new Forming the Void art.
Forming the Void. Oh yeah, the Forming the Void art is really good. Yeah, I agree. Did you see the Kira Kuma one yet, though, Matt?
No. What I like about the Forming the Void art, something they do very well, is it's a little bit silly.
Yeah.
But it's not obnoxious.
I'm just rechecking it right now as we talk because I might be thinking of the older album. Yeah, I was thinking of the older one. I'm just looking at it right now.
It's got like a flying mammoth, though.
Yeah, I see it.
So which is like objectively a little bit silly, but they pull it off.
But it suits their aesthetic at the same time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying, is you can do anything if it suits the aesthetic.
Yeah. That's a mammoth?
I think so.
No, I thought it was a goat. No, that isn't definitely not a goat. That's like, well, I don't know what that is, but it's fucking awesome at the same time.
Yeah.
Go by Forming the Void.
Yes. Shout out to Forming the Void. I'm seeing them next week. Any other
Oh, I'm looking at the wrong album cover. That's really cool. That is a mammoth. That's fucking awesome. James, you did good.
Anyway.
Yeah.
Any other rules with art, Curtis?
Goofy is not good. Goofy is not good unless that's your total aesthetic, and even then, I mean, you don't want to necessarily be ultra serious, but you want to be just aware of your presentation is all. So especially if you're planning on doing like a vinyl release, like I said, where it's like big and the main focus is going to be the art. Like if you got like pictures of penises or something on it, it's probably not going to fly very well. I mean, even if you think it's hilarious, just don't do something goofy like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That being said, that might work for certain people, but just you want to be aware that your art represents you, and however you want people to perceive you before hearing you is how you should have your art. Hopefully that makes sense.
Yeah, I totally agree.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you need to kind of make it clear and to the point and not, I don't know, a lot of bands dick around and make themselves look bad. I think a lot of it's like the Municipal Waste effect.
Yeah.
You know, which I love Municipal Waste, but they also were from the first very clearly a party band and a joke band.
Yeah.
You know, like, you're probably not, if you're listening to this and taking it this seriously. Not that Municipal Waste don't take their work seriously. They do.
They do, but they're doing it in a jokey fashion at the same time, which suits them, but they can only go so far with that. But at the same time, though, I mean, if you're on a shoestring budget, you're on a shoestring budget. Just do the best you possibly can. Don't let art stop you, but do the best you can. And that's kind of like basically the moral of everything we talk about is you're not going to be perfect, but just do the best you can and try to get it as good as you can. But don't be stuck if it's not perfect and wasting your time and not putting a product out just because you don't have awesome art. You know what I mean? But do your best to have awesome art if you can.
Yeah, exactly.
I probably contradicted myself 10 times there, but I think you get what I'm saying.
Yep. Any other rules for album art that we need to be discussing, Mr. Doer?
I mean, yeah, that's the basic thing. Don't be a goof unless you're wanting to be goofy. You know, don't hire your brother to do the art for you for $5.
Yeah, try not to have a band member do it, broadly speaking.
Yeah, it usually doesn't turn out very good that I've noticed. And then if you want any changes, they're going to be resistive to it, and it's just going to cause a fight in the band. I've seen that happen. I think we've covered it pretty good. We should actually have an artist on here to talk about this at some point.
We'll get an artist, yeah.
Yeah, I can't think of anybody that does album art off the top of my head that I know, but I'm sure we can find someone.
I got some people. Anyway.
Yeah, I'm just blanking right now.
Heading towards the end, what do you have to plug?
A lot of stuff again. We had 3 Prophecy releases come out today that I was working. Hell Runar, I'm probably saying that wrong. Farsot and Cold World, probably also
Yep.
saying Farsot wrong. Forest of Stars, Ambassador also came out today. Hypnos came out today. Our mutual friend Mike Stack from False Gods, his other band Agony Kings, just did a new video today that went out up on No Clean Singing and at Legacy. I think that's everything that I had today. Oh, I sent the promo out for Kuro Kuma today. Dope Rider is the name of the EP. It's 2 songs, really, really good. Yeah, awesome stuff. That's what I got to plug.
Perfect.
But don't tell Dope is stupid, but don't tell Kuro Kuma I said that.
I've got a nap coming up. That's what I'm excited about. Also, you hit the Prophecy releases on the head. The Ambassador release is good. Lots more good stuff on the way. The new Dead Register record that'll be coming out in a few weeks is awesome too.
In November. Technically that's 2 weeks, sure.
Anyway,
yeah.
Thank you guys for listening. This has been another episode of Dumb and Dumbest. I'd like to point out that on this episode, I didn't get called away to go check the gas meter. I didn't say the episode name wrong.
But he was eating peanut butter the whole time.
I was not eating peanut butter the whole time.
Just part of the time.
I had a little bit of peanut butter at the beginning because I was hungry.
Yeah, because he's a vegan that doesn't like to eat meat.
No vegans like to eat meat, Curtis.
Well, depends.
Okay, I see we're done here.
Are we done yet?
I see we're done.
We're done. Are we done yet?
I think we're done. Anyway, thank you guys for listening.
Are we done yet?
If I can fucking find the off button.